It's a me, myself, and I. And I'm wrapping up under my blanket because, just because. Shoo, I contemplated on what to say in this post, mostly for the fact that, I'm supposed to be doing this social diary, and I guess when you think about what you write in a diary, it's usually personal and a reflection on the events that have unfolded in however long it's been since the last time you made an entry, right? So with that in mind, it's been a big week. There's been lots going on, and the best way to describe it in one single word would be difficult. From a COVID perspective, Ireland, retrospectively, is doing better, but we're talking about, we've gone from 8,000 cases a day down to, I think yesterday it was just under 3. So, we're not talking time to celebrate, absolutely not. And with no end in sight, and with the possibility of schools not going back, it's just like a big long tunnel with a little narrow night light very far away. Not sure where that's at, and it makes it very difficult. We're in an extreme lockdown. Everything's closed, general retail stores are closed. It's takeaway food only, no restaurants, cafes or anything are open to the public. So it's basically just supermarkets and any sort of essential services like hospitals and I guess opticians or whatever. So that's difficult because, I've always said I didn't come this far not to come further, if that makes any sense. I didn't come this far to see my family, to not be able to see my family, and it's really difficult for me as an adult. Not only it's making it difficult, I guess to I've been talking about a lot of that self-help sort of mind growth set and whatever else. It's difficult for that. It's difficult for my relationship with my husband. It's really difficult for my kids. My daughter Hannah is really struggling majorly with like a separation anxiety. Like I cannot turn and she's at my feet. She, even right now, is literally sitting in the room next door because she just can't cope with being too far away. I even threatened that I went for a walk on my own the other day, and you would have thought I'd asked her to cut her arm off because she lost the plot. If she calls out and you don't answer straight away, then World War III literally has kicked off. It's very stressful. It's exhausting to deal with because trying to get her to sleep at the minute too, not quite near impossible, but requires a lot of effort. And, at the minute, we're probably 9 times out of 10, she'll end up in our bed in the middle of the night, which is fine. But, nobody gets any sleep once her little body ends up in our bed. And again, it's fine. It's just difficult. Thankfully, my son is seeming to be quite happy at the minute. He doesn't seem too bothered. Sorry, I'm just out of a shower and I thought I'd do this video. And then, to make things worse this week, I was about to say 99. I don't know why I keep wanting to call her 99 years old because she's 100 years old. Nana ended up in hospital this week with sepsis, which is quite scary, and she was quite drowsy, and there was talk about not sure what the outcome was going to be, but it looks like after 3 or 4 days she's having slow, steady progress. So all I can do is have fingers crossed and hope that she pulls out of this. But that's stressful too because we're not allowed to visit, and you think this poor old woman is in hospital, she's poorly, and she can't even have any family to come and visit her to A, pass the time, but to B, to make her feel a bit better. We can't even send anything in, no flowers or balloons or sweet treats like she loves. So that makes it hard, but again, we try to plod on. And so I've been making it really important part of my daily routine is that I'm making myself go for a walk every single day. It is so good for my brain. I swear I can walk out that door being so frustrated or sad or whatever, and by the time I'm coming back I'm feeling energized and feeling a lot better and hopefully a little bit more focused in what my day is going to entail. And then I usually try to make myself pretty much come straight in and do my yoga with Adriene, who, for anybody who has never done yoga before, or even if you have, highly recommend, because she is so easy to watch, she's so easy to follow, with clear direction. She's just fab, and I'm finding this 30-day challenge not really too much of a challenge. In fact, almost to the point now that I'm slightly worried, going, oh my God, when she finishes, what am I going to do? But I think she's got hundreds of videos on there, so hopefully I can just keep watching. And I'm finding it's really good for my peace of mind again, because she makes you sit and breathe and take your feelings in. And I think by listening to how you're breathing really makes you pay very much aware of what your body's doing and how it's feeling, and all those stresses of your shoulders building up, and just letting all that go is really, really beneficial. And then, of course, I've been homeschooling, which last week kind of started off really well and then just progressed into this basic shit show, for lack of a better way of describing it. But thankfully enough, we've gone back in today, and both kids have had an excellent day today and really pumped out lots of their work. Hannah did it really quickly. Jack took a wee bit longer, but to give him credit, I actually give him a little bit more work to do, in the sense of just trying to build up his confidence more than anything. I spoke last week that he was accepting really well his diagnostic review of having dyslexia. Turns out he's not actually dealing with that as well as I had actually thought, and there was a lot of I'm stupids last week. There was lots of I can't do this, it's too hard, I just can't do it, I'm too stupid, repeat, which for me as his mother who is dyslexic was really, really difficult. And I was trying to, almost a ghost of the future, to say, put in the hard yards now, because in the future, as you get older, it's going to get harder. Knowing from my perspective, I really wish I had tried so much harder when I was younger. But you know what? I fear that I see him saying exactly the same as what I said. So I'm working on that. And actually, speaking of which, I was recommended to get this book, which is The Whole Brain Child. So yeah, it's a book, like with pages and stuff and words. And I stupidly read the first sort of introduction part to Jack, thinking that it was something that we were supposed to do together, but actually definitely not. It talks about the way a child's brain develops, and it does it in different stages, so in different ages, from like 2 onwards. So obviously I'm looking at this for Jack, and he's 10, and there's loads of reference points, but I can use it as well for Hannah, who's 8, and probably will use it going forward. Now, to be fair, I've read the first chapter, and the first chapter is parenting with the brain in mind. And look, I'm going to be really honest, kind of opened my mind a wee bit, that I thought, geez, my partner needs to read this too. I'm going to make him sit down and do it. It's talking about engaging the left and right side of the brain, and how a child's pretty much, they use the synopsis that if your child is flowing down a river, that you're, as an adult, trying to get them to keep away from either edge. And one edge is chaos, and it's chaotic side, where it's overthinking absolutely everything. And then the other side is, I can't even remember the word. That's so funny. Rigidity. And the rigidity side is where it's solid and there's no give. So that's not good for them either. And basically trying to get them to tunnel straight down the center. So if your kids have got any issues, and you have any questions, even just at this stage, gosh, feel free to hit me up. But I'm going to read it, the whole, I don't know how many pages are in it, like 150 big pages with other stuff, bits and pieces and references in the background. So my aim, and I'm going to say it publicly, is I'm going to try and read this whole thing for somebody who doesn't read. It's huge, but I'm going to give it a go. And that's really my mantra, my focus point, is to try and help my kids. And then hopefully helping my kids, I'm going to help me. That is the point. So anyway, that's it for this entry. I might do another one in a day or two. Let's see what I get up to. So thanks very much for watching again, and we'll see you soon. Bye, bye, bye.